Welcome to the tour of Greg and Jan's terraces. That little wilderness in there is what our terraces used to be like before I cleared them up. So what you're about to see is 5 years of effort. So if we turn around here, this is our lower terrace. And so all these walls here were all covered in ivy, and about half of them have fallen down and have to be replaced. And here's a few of our trees. Let's call him Old Man because he's so twisted. Some of these guys here are sort of lots of new trunks on older trees. And if we, well, there's the view we have opposite of the Monte Nero and Castelbianco, two mountains there. That's the valley down below. So, okay, so there's not a lot happening down here on our lower terrace. I actually think down that collapse there we own that one as well, but I haven't actually worked out. But you can see that that's a bit of a wilderness down there. So we'll have to work out what to do one of those years. This is a fire pit here where I burn off stuff, but summer's come too quickly so I can't do that yet. So this is terrace number 2. Here's our picnic table where we sometimes come and sit and take in the gorgeous view of the mountains and things. There we are again. Only got down here once this week. A couple of cherry trees here. We had a reasonable cherry harvest. There we have a peasant working up above here. She's cutting off the what do you call them? The spruikers order off the bottom of the suckers. That's it, off the bottom of the cherry trees. On one of the walls, again, about half of these have been repaired by us, rebuilt. And there's the fire where I did burn some stuff off the other day. This is the little collapse that I turned into a staircase up the other side. So here we're going along. Oops. Oh, you can see a little bit of the damage on the ground here by the chingalis, the wild boars digging things up. So a couple more trees, a couple more walls, another tree, and this is a little stone ramp I built out of another rock fall. So up the stone ramp. And this is the other end of our land. And back here onto the top terrace. So that's goes up to the village. You can't see it through the trees there. I used to actually have that cleared off as a path all the way to the village, but you have to go further up. And so you walk along here. The trees up here are the ones that were cleared first, so they're sort of better growth. You can see the big trunk at the bottom. It was just cut down to just the trunk, no leaves, no branches. And those big 4 branches have all grown in the last 5 years as we try to trim him into a nice little ball shape. What have we got here? Okay, this is some prevention rather than cure. This wall's about to fall down, so I built a couple of buttresses. We'll see if it holds the wall up for longer. A few more olives. Now we don't have a very good olive set at the moment, but there's a few here you can see. There's a few olives ready to grow. Olives there. So it's going to be a reasonable year if they don't drop off, but not a great year. I mean, some of the trees don't have any. This one here's got very few. So this is the collapse that we fixed this year when we were on Facebook. You probably saw it. So it's, you know, that's hand up at full stretch, so it's higher than I am. So that was quite a good fix. And there's more of these weed trees, cherry trees. They're Jan's responsibility. And there's the peasant working away. And
my beautiful productive cherry trees.
Exactly. And there's our shed with guns and stuff in it. And then, oops, this is the old main road to Colletta. It's now just the road down to the restaurant at Scholar. And it's a mule track. So if we just walk up here along here, we still own the trees on the edge of this, and you can see the village and the stuff behind in a second. And keep this down under 5 minutes of video. You can see the earthworks here I've done to try and keep the runoff from the road out of my terraces. And walking along here, and you can start to see the village. There's a village there. Our apartment's more or less the closest one to us. And get some better exposure there. So might as well go all the way out to the village now. I've gone over my 5-minute target. You can see our apartment. It's a bit of a weird walk up this zigzag path here. There's a fig tree. These are condominium olives, these ones here. Oops. I've got to get through that. And so here's the village, Colletta di Castelbianco. The first apartment there is always, and we're the next apartment up this little road here. So, and you see on the terraces, ivy is evil. Here people seem to like it for decoration, but it keeps infesting the terraces down below. So here's our capital, which is, what do you say in English? Capers. That's growing in our wall there. And see here the individual capers. We had them pickled last year, but we didn't do them this year. That's where we dry our clothes. Some flowers. Don't think they're ours, so who owns those? And our garden. And our table, our view, and our front door. That's all.